It is Sunday morning, and you know what that means. It's time for the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara. Browns, Ravens preview. Ready to spoil the birthday party of those dirty ratbirds. We're going to have fantasy football start sits. Get your questions in now using hashtag AskAndy. And Joe Madden joins me for a parlay party. We'll get those best bets in. Let's go.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara, the sickest Cleveland Browns podcast.
Chubb runs, he's to the 10, 15, he's to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There goes Chubb, he's to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Shabba-lubba hub.
It's gonna be sick.
Hello, everybody. It's week 2. We're ready to win a damn ball game today, folks. That's what I'm ready to do. I am pumped. I'm jacked. Baltimore, coming for you, baby. We're coming for you. We're going to spoil your birthday party. I'm going to get into that in a sec. First of all, though, folks, hey, like I said, fantasy football, get those questions in. We got a bunch already. Hashtag AskAndy for week 2. You panicking on your fantasy rosters? I'm trying to settle you down a little bit. Also, best bets. I hit a plus 1,500 biggie last week. See if we can do that again. We're going to bring in Joe Madden, Team Jandy back in about 10 minutes time. And of course, Browns, Ravens preview. But first, make sure you are clicking subscribe. Share the show. More people in the chat, the better. I love the live chat. So jump in, subscribe, notifications on. Jump in the chat there. Make sure, too, you follow us on X, on Twitter, at SickPodBrowns, at AndyMC81, Instagram, too, at AndyMCSports, and TikTok, at AndyMCSports. We have instant post-game reaction. I jump on. But, I really feel after each Browns game, we got the show Tuesday, Under the Wire, Waiver Wire Pickup, give out Doghouse, Dog Bone Awards as well. So that's every Tuesday. But right now, we're going to rock and roll, okay? So I touched on this Tuesday, and I've grown more pissed off throughout the week, all right? Here's the situation, folks, in case you are unaware. The Baltimore Ravens are celebrating today on their 30th anniversary at home with the Cleveland Browns in town. Why is a 30th birthday party grinding my gears? Well, it's because the Baltimore Ravens were stolen, snatched, taken like a thief by that skunk, that dead rat, Art Modell, from Cleveland after the 95 season, sent to Baltimore. Broke a 3-year lease. And by the way, friend of show Tony Grossi from ESPN Cleveland did a sensational job of breaking this down because he's been covering the team since then. I was 14 years old. Stole that from me. That team. He did a great job breaking it down all week. So check out his work. ESPN Cleveland, Tony Grossi, just remarkable. Art Modell broke a 3-year lease remaining on the city. This isn't like Jim Irsay stealing the team from Baltimore, moving him in the night, and taking him to Indianapolis. That's not like Al Davis going back and forth between Oakland and Los Angeles and then Vegas. Not like the St. Louis Rams going back to LA. Art Modell's the only owner to break the lease. He was going bankrupt because he was a bum businessman. Broke the lease, took the team because he was out of money. He was running up his wife's credit card. What a coward. What a skunk. Moved the team to Baltimore, gave him a sweetheart deal, bring the team back, and then he still went bankrupt. What a dumbass. Still went bankrupt. Had to sell the team, but that rat lived long enough to see the Ravens win a Super Bowl, win our Super Bowl. And now they got 2 of them. And we got one of the guys who won one of those Super Bowls for him at the helm, Mr. Joe Flacco, seeing if they can do the impossible today. 11.5-point underdogs, folks. 11.5-point underdogs. T-Wolf in the house. Thunderwolf's in the house, baby, in the chat. Griff's here too, YDBC. Let's win some money. Damn right, Griff. Feeling good today, baby. I got a couple anytime touchdowns you guys want to stay tuned for, okay? We're going to go over that with Joe Madden in a few minutes. Let's go. So anyway, the reason I'm so pissed is because they took the team. The Browns have got a team 3 years later. For a year and a half, they didn't know if they were going to get football back in Cleveland. One of the franchise bedrock ones. Art Modell will never get into the Hall of Fame because of that move. Also, remember, he fired Paul Brown. He fired Bill Belichick. He also forced Jim Brown to retire because he wanted him to come back from a movie set in London for training camp. Jim Brown's like, nah, I'll go make movies. All of that with that bastard, Art Modell. Okay? So that's history. Okay, that's happened. Sashi Brown. Okay, remember Sashi Brown, Browns fans? Sashi Brown a glorified nightclub owner from Florida, a mediocre one at best, an accounting nerd, for some reason, because of the analytics movement that still lives on today in Cleveland, was CEO given the helm. Now, you want Sashi Brown to do your math? Fine. Okay? You want to do contracts? Okay. To make personnel decisions, drafting the likes of Corey Coleman and Cody Kessler. Horrendous picks. Got fired, rightfully so, and now is running the business side of Baltimore. You know his biggest contribution so far? He cut out crab cakes in the press box in Baltimore to save a few bucks. Good for you, Sashi. You saved a few dollars for your rich billionaire owner. Good for you. You're not making personnel decisions because you suck. And Sashi Brown is at the helm of making this decision to have the Browns in town for the celebration of Baltimore's 30th anniversary. What a disgusting, callous, classless thing to do, because little Sashi's butt hurt because he got his ass fired for being a bum and can't do the job. Wanted to play football, man. Sashi Brown wanted to play little football guy. I guarantee you, those on the chat right now, T-Wolf and Griff, you guys would be better, along with me, we'd be better talent evaluators out of the draft than Sashi Brown was using spreadsheets, drafting those bums, putting the franchise back. But no. And this is all but confirmed by, again, Tony Grossi. Sashi Brown was the one making this decision, wants to embarrass his former employer. Now, the players on the field, I don't think give two craps about it because most of them weren't even born when the move happened. But the fans do. I was 14 years old when that team was stolen. Took 3 years away from me in football. And then we get this franchise rush back in 99, and we know the story from there. So the Browns have to, for the fans, to the football gods, please beat the Ravens. And I'll tell you, I don't know what you guys think about this. 11.5-point underdogs. Browns always play the Ravens tough. I'm taking the Browns to cover that all day. All day, 11.5. There's Sal. Hey, Sal, how you going, buddy? All right. You know what? We'll get to fantasy football. I'll answer that one quick here if you want to pop that up, Shane. Fantasy football, use hashtag AskAndy. Jump in the chat. We're going to answer all the fantasy football questions after Joe Madden joins us. And she'll be on in a couple minutes' time. Hashtag AskAndy. You can still get him in on X at AndyMC81 and at SickPodBrowns. Instagram at AndyMCSports. Ken Walker or Jordan Mason? I'm going to say Jordan Mason. Ken Walker, the distribution with Charbonnet, yeesh, that spooked me. And he's been banged up during the week. Ken Walker, got to bench him for now. Now, could that change? Of course, it's week 2. We're still seeing how the work usage is going. There's still a lot of up and down, still a lot of surprises that can find us this week. Jordan Mason, though. Now, Aaron Jones luckily got a touchdown if you're an owner for him, receiving touchdown. But Jordan Mason, 15 carries, we can't ignore that. Out of the two, Jordan Mason, but both are going to be in a committee mode, so temper expectations there. There you go, Sal. Hope that helped, buddy. Any more questions, pop them in. So the Browns facing the Ravens. Baltimore 0-1, had that shootout. Again, they spent all the offseason trying to up that defense, still let up 41 points, still collapsed, which is the problem last year. So the Browns got a shot. They always play the Ravens stuff. You got Joe Flacco coming back, and that's going to be a weird situation because he's going to be in the Browns, but also is going to be honored in some capacity throughout the game because he was the MVP quarterback for one of the Super Bowls. Right? So that's going to be strange, but I think the Browns can do it. And the fans, like I said, the team, they've been talking trash. Okay. Jerry Jeudy, they said, what are the challenges for the Ravens? They said, no challenges. Okay. Grant Delpit, how hard is it to bring Derrick Henry down? Not hard. While I respect the chutzpah, the gusto, the confidence, especially Grant Delpit, your ass better deliver on the field, bro, because you haven't made a play in about 2 years, if my accounting is correct. Okay. Remember, Derrick Henry was the one that has pretty much retired Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, JOK. JOK tried to tackle him. Henry ran through him, cracked his neck. All right? Do not infuriate Derrick Henry. Now, the Browns overall have played him well. In fact, we're going to look at one of the betting options to bring Derrick Henry. I want to see what his over-under rushing yards are because he's averaged throughout his career under 60 yards a game. The Browns have played him well, but don't poke the bear here. All right? So that's something to keep in mind. Ravens are going to be desperate. Browns have a real chance to smash him. Quinshon Judkins in today. officially in. So for you fantasy owners now, the word is he is going to be getting backup running back reps as he acclimates. Only 2 practices in. He still could be suspended, I guess, by the league, but he's going to be in. What this means, I think, if you had any questions about Jerome Ford, park him. Jerome Ford did not look explosive at all. He looks nothing. Dylan Sampson on the outside, PPR only. I think you can still play. Now, his reps are going to be cut in, and you're going to want Quinshon Judkins in there. I'm thinking maybe an anytime touchdown for him as well as he busts in. But we'll get to that in a minute for the betting side and run through. Folks, I just need the Browns to beat the Ravens. I just need the Browns to beat the Ravens so badly. Sashi Brown, you suck. You sniveling, wannabe football man. You save a few bucks eliminating crab cakes from the press box. That's what you do. Organize this celebration. Hope the Browns put the boots you make you look like the fool that you are. I can't wait for this game, and I just hope the Browns can do it. And Schmidt is still the kicker, so who the hell knows what's going on? We got Shane in there. We're going to answer your fantasy question in a few minutes, Shane. Oh, boy, good tight end question. By the way, Brock Bowers, anybody? I picked up Michael Mayer off the waiver wire just in case. That game is Monday. He practiced Saturday. Looks like he should play. Something to track for your tight end group, because if he doesn't, you might be hosed. And you might want to pick up Michael Mayer anyway in case there's any setback. Let me know what you think. Browns, Ravens, who's going to win it? We're going to get right now and bring in all the way from Calgary, our good friend of the show, Team Jandy, is back. It's Joe Madden at Joe Madden Sports joining us live. Joe, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Great to have Jandy back here. So it's exciting to be here with you on a Sunday morning, Andy. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm so happy you're up early with us, ready to win some money. Joe, you're going to be proud of me. Last week, I picked plus 1,500 anytime touchdown, Raheem Sanders touchdown for the Browns. He had 3 carries, 3 yards, 1 touchdown. How about that?
That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. I remember watching him get that touchdown. Congratulations, Andy. If I knew I was cheering for you, that would have been even better last Sunday. I had no clue.
I was, and I think we got some other ones we can maybe make some money off of today. Let's start with this Browns-Ravens game. First of all, Joe, 11.5-point dogs for a division rival. The Browns are down. It's in Baltimore. They're rubbing it in your face. 30th anniversary since they stole the team. They always played the Ravens tough. I think that 11.5 should be some easy money for the Browns to at least cover that. What do you think?
Yeah, it absolutely should. I look at the Baltimore Ravens here, and a lot of people expecting like what they're expecting out of Detroit, right? Like they can't go down 0-2. They can't lose another game. They're going to come out nice and strong. They're going to come out with their head on their shoulders and ready to get the win. But you can't trust the Ravens defense right now. And I'd be very worried if I had the Ravens or the Lions in a survivor pick this week. I think both teams have the ability to get that upset win. So I'm all over your Browns here with Joe Flacco leading this team. We know Joe Flacco, if behind, he can find those wide receivers. And I do think they're going to get open on the edges. I think this is going to be a great game. We got Tillman here. I got him for a touchdown. He's coming in at plus 370. He scored at least 1 touchdown 3 of the last 4 games when the Browns have been an underdog. So following that trend with Tillman today, but I think he can get open.
I like it. And really what was frustrating and sort of overshadowed a real nice day for Tillman last week was him and Jerry Jeudy, the ball went off their hands and flew up in the air for 2 touchdowns against Joe Flacco. And those aren't on Flacco. Those are just bad luck Brown stuff. I love that anytime touchdown. How about, and I'm getting around plus 524. I mentioned Quinshon Judkins coming in. He's the bulldozer, not Dylan Sampson. I'm thinking, and they said backup running back type snaps for him today to ease him back in. But Joe, I'm thinking at the goal line, give a little Quinshon some love, plus 524.
Oh, I like it. He's definitely going to get the work out there, especially at the goal line. You can also look at his, his rushing. I can't believe it's only 11.5. I had to double check that before I threw that out.
11.5 yards?
Yeah, that's all they're putting him for his rushing yards. It's minus 118 to the over. So you will have to lay the juice, but I do think that's one that we could almost start alting, right?
Yes.
15 plus rushing yards is plus 124. Am I seeing this right on FanDuel? What the heck is going on? I'm sure DraftKings has the same numbers. So 20
I'm going to sprint.
10.
I am sprinting to the DraftKings app right now.
You know what? To the window, you guys.
Yeah, it is 11.5. That's bananas. You know what? I'm with you. Yeah. That's minus 118. I think we should. Let's do the alt right now. We're going to match that in. We're on the parlay party, folks, as well.
Yeah.
Alt rushing yards to combine with the Browns covering. So let's see, over 50. Joe, to hit 15 or more yards plus 124, to hit 20 plus 210.
I know. It's insane. That's
Are we doing 20?
Insane. He could do that in one run.
Yes.
Right?
Should we do 20 yards?
Yeah, you can get 20 yards. Plus 210.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Worth at least coffee money if you guys don't have that much faith in him.
Yeah.
Right? And a Starbucks coffee, not like the cheap coffee.
Right. Yeah. We'll go. Hey, it's pumpkin spice season, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love your cup. I got my good morning cup.
There you go.
Hey.
Look at that guy. Hey.
Like it.
Yeah. There we are. So any other things that jump out to the Browns game, or do you want to move on and add to the add who else we got here?
You know what? I would look at the passing props there for Joe Flacco. I think Joe Flacco is going to be able to sink some nice ones deep. Now, his passing yards is 240.5. I almost like looking at him for his longest pass even more. It's 34.5. It's minus 102. We know if the Browns are playing from behind, we're going to see those opportunities for him to send it nice and deep. And we know the Ravens in the first half could really utilize Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers. They have a lot of weapons out there, including Mark Andrews. But I do think in this one, if we see them get up, Joe Flacco has every ability to pull it back. So I would look at that longest pass, right? He can sink it nice and deep. He's confident out there. 34.5. Lamar's longest is 36.5. I don't think he gets there. The under for Lamar is minus 112. He's just got, I just don't see it. But Joe Flacco, 34.5. I'll take that to the over.
I think, too, we can pop in for overall yards. Joe Flacco over 240.5. And Lamar Jackson, 212.5. I think we take over on that.
Yeah, I think so as well, because I'm looking at this game and I do think because the Browns are going to push them, because we're looking at the storyline where the Browns are going to stay competitive in this game. Both of us thinking that the plus 11.5 is a gift and the money line sprinkle is definitely worth it. Plus 610 for that money line sprinkle. If going to play out that way, it has to be a back and forth quarterback battle, one where they're not going to have to or they won't be utilizing Derrick Henry more. They're going to be trying to get that ball to Zay Flowers, which is a really interesting, guys. If you have Zay Flowers on your fantasy team, I'd be kind of nervous about him today. He has never scored touchdown versus the Browns ever in his career. We've also seen him struggle in one of those games to really be able to put up the yards. I think it was the second game. It was one of the two games of their last two where he only had 2 receptions. The other game, he was able to put up a ton of yards. But this is a Browns team that can lock down Zay Flowers.
And one more on this Browns-Ravens game. Derrick Henry, I mentioned it off the top, over under 95.5 rushing yards. And, of course, we think Derrick Henry. In his career against the Browns, and I'm 99% sure on this stat. If anyone finds different, let me know. I am 99% sure he has rushed 60 or less in every career game against the Browns. So the Browns, and that's going back to when he was with the Titans. So like, I again, double check, but for the most part, they have held him in check to a point. Now, hopefully Grant Delpit chirping him isn't going to light a fire under him, but I think that's something else to look at too.
Yeah. And the only player that I would really trust for the Baltimore Ravens, well, Lamar with his legs, we know that. We know he can scramble, but it's Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has had success versus the Browns.
Yes.
So the Browns need to make sure they target him, lock him down, because we have seen those short passes off to Mark Andrews. He's able to put up those yards. I got the numbers right here. Mark Andrews, 755 yards, 59 catches in 14 games versus the Browns, 11 touchdowns. So
11?
he scored, he scored in both games last season versus the Browns. So if you're looking at a prop for the Ravens, I'd look at Mark Andrews for sure.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. And a separate bet from the ticket, I'm going to put a couple bucks plus 1,300 Isaiah Bond anytime touchdown, Joe, because
I like it.
This guy's the fastest player on the team. And the offensive coordinator, Tommy Rees, sort of not hinted, they want to get him more involved. And couldn't you see just, hey, straight fly route, stretch the D, and Flacco pops one up? That could go to your over 34.5 long passing prop too.
Yeah, it absolutely could. I like where you're going with that.
All right, so we'll do Isaiah Bond separate plus 1,300. Okay, let's go. What we got? Michael in the chat here. Let's see. As a diehard Cowboys fan, if there's one game I want the Browns to get the W, it's this one. Boy, Michael. NFL saying this match for Ravens. Home opener, best sports league. There you go. Come on, Browns. Let's go. Let's run through this. Let's build the ultimate ticket. So we'll keep it sort of simple. We'll do spread, money line, or over under. We got Browns covering. Rams, Titans. Rams, I'm 5.5-point favorites. I'm a little, and the Titans can play tough, but I'm a little perplexed at that 5.5 minus 108. Does that interest you to go over, or do you want money line? What do you want?
I look at both offensive lines. Both offensive lines had struggles last week, and I don't see a ton of improvement coming. I think Rams games this season are going to trend to that under. My concern with the total here is they opened at 45.5. We're seeing the trends this year more so to a bunch of those overs. I'm seeing 40.5 so out there. So if you can get a 41.5, I take that to the under. Can't you see this being like a 19-16 style game?
Yeah,
like just an ugly one out there. It should stay under. It makes me a little nervous though, but I don't think the Rams are going to cover 5.5, right? Like if it's such a low scoring game.
Right. You know what? We take that strategy. Good point. It even could be they control the game, but it's just low scoring.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're going to take either Rams money line or the under 41.5. That's what I'm getting. Here's one of the games you mentioned, Joe. Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears. And our first instinct is Lions are great. They should kill the Bears. It's at home, division game, and that offense spooked me, man. Last week we got 6.5 Lions, over under 46.5. Where are we going, Bears Lions?
Well, this is insane because you got Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson was with Detroit last year, right?
Yeah.
And now you're getting him going into Detroit with a team that he knows, like the back of his hand. He knows Dan Campbell. He knows how to play against Dan Campbell because he's worked with Dan Campbell for how many years, right? So I can't look at this game other than taking the Bears plus the points. I'm seeing 6.5s out there even now. And I would just grab them plus the points with the sprinkle on the money line. Like this could be the upset of the day where those Survivor tickets are absolutely on fire. Or it's like Denver last week. Denver in that game last week, you sweat that if you're rolling with Denver.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take Bears 6.5. I'm with you. Buffalo Bills at New York Jets. Bills riding high. Jets defense, I think still a bit underrated. Justin Fields, fun for fantasy. We know he can run, but ultimately, like Joe, we're Ohio State fans. We want Justin. What's good for Justin Fields? Go Buckeyes! But who won yesterday again? By the way, a little closer than Grambling State, 70-0. Oh my God! Don't you feel bad?
Oh my God, that was insane. That was insane. And then even like my daughter's friends were talking about it. They're like, "Oh my God, did you hear about that team?" And my daughter's like, "Yeah, that's the team my mom likes." So
70. Awesome. You know what's funny? Quick side note: the head coach of Grambling State last week, they said like, "Oh, how do you think you're going to compete against Ohio State?" And the head coach of Grambling was like, "I think our marching bands are pretty evenly matched."
He's like, "Man, what's he gonna say?"
Right? Like, I'm just showing up to work. What do you want? Right? That's it.
Yeah.
Bills Jets 6.5 road favorites are the Bills. You know, we love Justin Fields, but man, you can complicate the defense a little bit and he falls apart. 47.5 over under minus 290 Bills. Like we're going something with the Bills here, I think, right?
I don't know if I can get there.
Wow.
I'm like all over the ugly dogs this week. I think the New York Jets can compete. You look at the defense there for the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills coming off that high, right? Like I look at how emotional that last game was. Down 15 points in the fourth quarter, able to come back and get the win with that last second field goal out there, right? Like how they played that out with how much they brought to the table. Now, this one opened as Buffalo, an 8.5-point favorite. There are 5.5s out there. So if you like the Bills, find that 5.5. Otherwise, I'd grab the 6.5 with the Jets because I think it's tighter than expected. I think the defense keeps them in. I know it's Josh Allen. I hate going against Josh Allen, but I think they win this by, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. It's just, I don't know. It's ugly. It's so ugly.
Right.
But
and it's division games.
Yeah, divisional matchup, right? And I like what we've seen out of Justin Fields, like you said, former Buckeye there. But his ability, he's looking stronger this year than we've seen him. I love some of those nice passes he threw, like tight into windows last week.
I was impressed. In the chat, we got Griff. We'll get to the fantasy questions in a sec, Griff. But Griff is saying WYC, Bears cover, Lions win. I can see that. Alt spread, Lions -3, Bills 6.5 is Griff's pick there to go all out. Okay. Here's an interesting one. Cowboys, Giants. Yeah. And the Giants defense much improved. Russell Wilson is teetering ever perilously close to the edge of Jackson Dart coming in.
He's done. He's done today. He's yanked him today.
So do you think he gets replaced in game? I wonder.
Yeah, 100% in game.
Wow.
Yeah, I think this is Russ comes out, he throws a couple of picks. Now, Russ versus the Cowboys has been so solid in his career. But I don't trust Russ. His career is done. He's on the very end of his career. I think he's yanked. I know they don't want to rush Jackson Dart out, but what are they going to do? Lose another game here? Not be
Brian Daboll's on the hot seat. He wants to keep his job.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, Cowboys 4.5, minus 120. But also the Cowboys, like, their defense without Micah Parsons is so bland.
Yeah.
And the Giants defense is really good too. Maybe is the best bet maybe an under 44.5? Like I could see this kind of low scoring. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I could see it low scoring as well. There are 45s out there. There also are 5.5s. So if you like the Giants, I'd grab them plus a 5.5. That line has moved from 3. Probably the under. So I do think we're going to see that connection between Dak and CeeDee Lamb. We saw so many mistakes. Dak versus the Giants as well. In his career, I think he's won the last 13 in his career versus the Giants. Like he's just dominated versus them. But my problem here is like, I don't know. Like, how much do you trust the Cowboys at home?
How much can we trust them at all?
Yeah, I don't trust the Cowboys.
No, it's crazy. Griff saying Pickens big game. You know what? You mentioned CeeDee Lamb. The Giants defense tries to take away CD.
Yeah.
Maybe look as a little prop play on the side. You know, if you look at the alternate receptions or something for George Pickens, maybe he gets a little more love there as a nice side bet. Couple more here, then we'll let you go, Joe. I know you're busy today and appreciate you taking the time. Let's get to your Chargers versus the Raiders. Chargers 3-point road favorites, over under set 46.5. I got to say this.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert. Oh my. I hope whatever we saw week 1 is what we keep seeing. Because, Joe, I don't know if you're like me. I was expecting Harbaugh, Omari, and Hampton, who I'm very heavily invested in 4 fantasy leagues, which I really hope he can get some more carries for me. But to go more passing and up, I was expecting more ground and pound. Like, do you see this trend continuing? Like, it's going to be an exciting team if Justin Herbert's doing what he did last week.
Oh, absolutely. And I would look at his rushing prop. You saw that one run for 19 yards yesterday?
Sensational.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they're going to utilize him more in that department, make him more of a dual threat quarterback, because we know Harbaugh loves to play that run game. It was such a great game. And we saw the Chargers passing that ball, and they passed it nice and deep. We saw the defense really step up as well. So it was an incredible game. I've got high hopes here versus the Raiders, especially Brock Bowers should be playing, but he's not going to be 100%. Geno Smith did look good out there for the Raiders. And I do think Pete Carroll is solid, but have you seen those interviews Pete Carroll about Harbaugh saying, yeah, I know the guy, nothing like good memories or something like that. It was really like, what are you doing? Because most of these coaches like respect each other. So I don't know where Pete Carroll's going there, why he's trying to get in Harbaugh's face, but I do think it could backfire.
Interesting. Let's take the Charger. We can take him straight up and some of those alt props as well. But boy, I'm very interested to see as well with like a Keenan Allen who looked good, Quinshon Johnson. I got a couple Lad McConkey shares. Let's get McConkey popping a little bit.
Go, lad.
But Joe, if the Chiefs lose to the Eagles, which is a very real possibility, and we can finish on that game. If that happens, like I'm saying, this AFC West is going to be a lot closer than people anticipated.
Well, I absolutely think so as well. And I look at the Denver Broncos and how much people are kind of underestimating the Denver Broncos. Yeah, they had a bad game last week, but I do think this Denver Broncos team comes out so strong. Bo Nix wasn't really able to make the connections that we expected with Cortland Sutton. Like there was a couple like hiccups out there for Denver. Yes, they got a win. They got it by 8 points, but watching that game, it was never close. Like it was one of those games where they were just like hand in hand the whole time, back and forth. But I do think Denver has every ability to take it as well. Like between all of those teams, they're loaded coaching. Geno looked better than I expected. I was like, damn, that's not fair. Like Geno, come on.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be a really interesting AFC West.
Let's zip through just money line or spread for the rest of these games. Finish off the party parlay here. 49ers Saints. I don't even know if we want to touch this one.
Let's just take the Saints. When else are the Saints going to win?
True.
Really?
People are going to be losing survivor picks going with the 49ers, not paying attention.
Oh yeah, I know
right?
I think it's gonna kill people. I've heard like a little handful of people gonna just roll with the Saints to get them out of the way,
Yeah,
right? Because
boy.
no Purdy, no Kittle. So you got what?
Nope.
Mac Jones?
Jawan Jennings, like not
But then you got
100%.
Spencer Rattler. Like, geez, it's just not pretty.
It's a bad game. Patriots, Dolphins.
I think
Dolphins had to
Patriot
play. Patriots, Dolphins had the only. Dolphins are favored, which is a little wild.
McDaniels gets fired today.
Ooh. Call the week. What do you guys think? Joe says
Gotta.
fired for McDaniels.
Well,
If they
they
lose,
had
I
a
can totally see
players
it.
only meeting as well.
After week 1.
Yeah,
Yikes.
he's done.
Yikes.
He's on the hot plate. He's sizzling right now.
He's
It's
cooked.
just
He's getting
seconds
burnt.
before he starts to burn. Right?
Yes.
Not good.
Bengals, Jags. Bengals.
Bengals.
Right.
Bengals win it.
Bengals
But did you
win
see
it.
that video of Trevor Lawrence with his little baby? That was really cute.
Oh,
He's
I
a
didn't
dad
see
this
that.
season. I had no clue he had a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, good for him, but Bengals are winning.
Joe Burrow's pulling it out.
Pull it up. Seahawks, Steelers. Steelers 3-point home favorites. Aaron Rodgers looked great. Seahawks, yeah.
Yeah, that's a scary one. See it being
Yeah.
a 2-point game. I think Steelers
Ooh.
win. Do they cover? I don't know.
That could be too close to call.
Yeah.
Panthers, Cardinals. Cardinals 7-point favorites. Panthers stink. It's at home for Arizona.
I don't trust Kyler Murray. He
don't
looked great
either.
last week. He won me my survivor pick last week. Now,
me too.
what's he going to do? He's a 7-point home favorite. Did he play video games last night? I'm sure he still is playing video games, right? Like,
Yeah.
pull it together.
Yeah. I don't think the new edition, I think Call of Duty usually comes out in November. So I think we might be safe until November. Okay.
No.
2 more. Eagles, Chiefs. 1.5-point favorite Eagles. Oh, boy.
Biased
Eagles.
Eagles. We both said it. There
Fly,
we go.
Eagles, fly. And Falcons, Vikings.
Falcons keep it tight. I don't know. JJ, I have love for him, but maybe Falcons first half.
Could be
Vikings
first half.
maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because JJ had great finish, but bad start.
Yeah.
So what do we see?
Yeah.
And then we'll
Exactly.
finish
Now
up.
this is a home game. He's going to be nervous in front of those home fans. Imagine how much family's there. Go one or two ways, right? First half, Falcons just come out strong, and then he slides it out in the end. That'd be nice.
Now, am I seeing this correctly? And we'll finish off here.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, 2.5-point dogs against Houston, who put up 9 points, and Baker Mayfield can light this up with Ibuka plus 126 money line.
I know. I looked at this line so much this week, and I'm like, what do they know that I don't? And
What
I
am I
kept
missing?
going through it. It kept going through it. I'm like, this is weird.
I don't get it. I'm
Neither do
taking
I.
Bucks all day.
Right? Like, I thought at least to pick them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's wild. I'm
It
taking
is.
plus 126.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking Buccaneers. Joe, amazing. So this ticket I built here, we are plus $38,093. If we put $5 on that, we win $1,904.66.
Let's go.
How about it? Let's do it. I love it. Joe, you do such great daily work on social. Your shows, tell people where they can see you, find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm working with a couple different companies right now. You guys can follow me over at Betting Pros as well as Wager Talks. That is part of the Wager Talk has picks and parlays as well. So you can catch me on all of those shows.
Love it. Joe, you're the best at Joe Madden Sports on socials. We'll do it again soon. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Andy, go Browns.
Go Browns. See you, Joe. Team Jandy back in the house. What do we got from Griff? Biggest question is if you can stay awake. Yeah. I'll go under Pitt, Seattle. I'm feeling under too, dude. I think Pittsburgh wins that as much as it hurts me. Seattle's just so bland. And Arizona wins, Panthers cover. That could be for sure. That's an interesting ball game too. Who do you guys got for Survivor pick this week? I'm in 2 leagues. The one was like a free entry, so I didn't, whatever. I picked the 49ers in the free one. In the one that matters, I picked the Rams. Did we bet the Rams game? I don't know if we bet the Rams game. Yes, I picked the. Oh yeah, Rams Saints. We did bet that one. Yeah. I picked Rams to win straight up on that one for my Survivor pool. What do you guys think? You guys got a better Survivor, a safer pick? I picked Arizona week 1. Oh, Dolphins. Did you pick Griff, did you pick the Dolphins? Oh no. For Survivor. You going Rams? Okay, good. I'll go Rams as well. And folks, make sure you are ready. And we're going to get your fantasy football questions. They're in the chat. They're on X at SickPodBrowns at AndyMC81 hashtag Ask Andy. We're going to get to those fantasy football questions in 1 sec. But remember, it is game on. Week 2 starts now. Every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks. It's anytime TD rushes. Live bets that ride every momentum shifts. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, get $300 in bonus bets. $5 you bet, and you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 6sports. That's code 6sports to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
All right, there you go, folks. So let's get to some fantasy football. Let's do it. We're going to start in the chat. We'll move to X, and we'll go with, I think you got a question in there, Griff, right? Tyrone Tracy or Zay Flowers? Ooh, boy. Is this PPR, Griff? Because Joe had an interesting stat that I was not aware of, that Zay Flowers has never scored a touchdown against the Browns. Remember, Zay Flowers, you can line him up all over, but the Browns secondary, if you got Denzel Ward and then over there Carson Schlesinger, I think I'm leaning Tyrone Tracy today. I think I'm leaning Tyrone Tracy out of those two. Doesn't mean Flowers can't pop, but that Browns defense is the real deal, man. And I think we go Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, let's go Tracy on that. Let's bring up some ones from X at SickPod Browns at AndyMC81 using hashtag Ask Andy. We got it from our guy Michael Pagano 71 with rookie QB or with rookie RB Quinshon Judkins making his NFL debut in week 2. How do you see the snap share divided up moving forward in the Browns backfield? In my opinion, it ends up 60% for Judkins and Sampson 40%. But I do see Sampson getting 60% of the work in week 2 while Judkins acclimates. Hashtag Ask Andy. I'm with you here, Michael. The Browns, it's reported from multiple sources that Quinshon Judkins, after only 2 practices, is going to be getting, quote, backup running back snaps. That doesn't mean he can't be effective, but that means they're going to ease him in. That means kind of full schmoz committee today. Jerome Ford's probably going to siphon a couple, even though he should not be touching the ball. Jerome Ford's butt should be on the bench. Does Raheem Sanders get any touches at the goal line, right? 3 yards, 3 carries, 1 touchdown last week. PPR, I still think Sampson is usable in the flex spot. With the, you have to be worried the unknown of Judkins. And again, plus 524, I'm putting a prop on Judkins anytime touchdown. I would not start Judkins in fantasy today. I would Sampson in a flex in PPR only. All right. Let's get to another one there. Shane, pop it up on X. There's our guy, Thunderwolf. There we go. We got legit decision I have to make this week. Need 2 of 3. Ken Walker III, Jordan Mason, and J.K. Dobbins. All right. We're cutting out Ken Walker. Charbonnet. Boy, that split was legit. It went Charbonnet's way. And Walker was battling an injury. He's cleared, but he was not 100% during the week. We're cutting, not for your fantasy team, but we're benching Walker. Mason split with Jones. Like, remember, all 3 of these could be committees, but it gets less so as we go. Most committee Walker, Mason and Jones split. Jones saved his week by getting a touchdown last week. Still going to be relevant in the passing game. And J.K. Dobbins got the edge over Harvey. And I still think Dobbins is still a little bit the alpha. Well, Harvey's going to try to push that up as we go. So start Mason and Dobbins. Hashtag Ask Andy. I think we got one more to roll through for Twitter. We got that one. I think there's, we got Michael's in there. I think there was one more I sent you via email there, Shane, if you got that. There you go. At Jeremy Hendricks. At Andy MC81, should I start in flex Chubb, Keenan Allen, Austin III, or Charbonnet? Austin III cut. Calvin, he's still – this guy's still a roller coaster, okay? You can put up huge numbers and go quiet for a month. So, not interested. Doesn't mean he couldn't today, but not interested. Charbonnet with the upper advantage, I guess, with the advantage over Walker, but still in a committee. Keenan Allen and Chubb. That's where it comes down to for me, because Chubb, 60 yards, still not explosive, but got the work. Keenan Allen looked really nice there. I'm going to say we go Keenan Allen this week, slight edge over Chubb. Quinshon Judkins got a lot of looks, but if Justin Herbert and the Chargers are going to be throwing the ball more, then we want Keenan Allen against a good Raiders defense, but it falls off. And Keenan Allen's not going to be the main target, right? So he's going to get that in that veteran role to go to. I think you go Keenan Allen for that spot for sure. So let's go Keenan Allen. All right, we go back to the chat here. We got Thunderwolf. There we go. Fields, Garrett Wilson, or Herbert. And Fields and Garrett Wilson, or Herbert and Johnson. Ooh. Oh, boy. All right. So it comes down, who do we trust more? Jets versus the Bills defense, or we're going Chargers versus the Raiders defense. Herbert and Johnson, that connection. And again, could the Chargers go back to the ground and pound that we thought this week? Yes. I hope there's a bit of that with how many shares I have in O'Marion Hampton. But could that be the case? Yes. But do I trust? I can't trust Justin Fields yet. And nice connection with him and Garrett Wilson. I'm not discounting that. Not discounting that at all. But it's like, who do I? Opponent and possibility, Herbert and Johnson for PPR. I think that is the better combo. That's the better combo. You also, if you're a Brock Bowers owner, and it looks like he is going to go, but I would say just try to, if you got room, grab Michael Mayer. You don't know what's going to happen this week. If something happens Sunday, something happens in warm-up, he slots right in. And it's still pretty open when it comes to Raiders target, right? Jacoby Myers, who on a good team would be a WR3, is your top guy, and Ashton Giante should feast. So if Bowers isn't 100% or doesn't go, Michael Mayer could be a nice slot in right there, right? If we look through, let's look through some injuries here for the fantasy week. You can get your keep getting your questions in. Let's see here. We got Brock Bowers' knee is expected to play. Yes. Mac Jones. So here, okay. Let's talk 49ers. This is a problem for your fantasy team. No Brock Purdy. You got Mac Jones in there. Mac Jones can be efficient, and could he distribute the ball? Sure. Question is, who's he distributing the ball to? No George Kittle. Christian McCaffrey healthy for now. Juwan Jennings, not 100%. Let's take a look at the rest of that depth chart here. If you're a Ricky Pearsall owner, smash week. Absolute smash week for Ricky Pearsall, because he can line up anywhere, right? Slot, you could pop him on the outside, but we're looking for Mac Jones, probably safer, dink and dunk style. So Christian McCaffrey, number 1, Ricky Pearsall, 2. If for DFS only, I wouldn't be popping this guy in your, main leagues, but DFS, you're doing a little DraftKings, maybe a little Kendrick Bourne. If you got to spread the ball around, right? Maybe a little Kendrick Bourne there. Might not be the worst play. And check this out. I think this is a sneaky good play. Let me just bring up the stats here. What's the name there? When we look at New England, okay? Griff, you're going to like this one in the chat. At Miami players only meeting. So they're either going to come out hair on fire, and if the Patriots can withstand and hold, then I think they can make the Dolphins wilt. It is South Beach. The Patriots haven't traditionally played well there. Different era with Vrabel. How about, and he's back being healthy, shoulder injury, designation dropped a couple days ago, little Quinshon Booty. Boutte. Week 1, 8 targets, 6 catches, 103 yards. Stephon Diggs, the name, but Butte got the work. 16.3 fantasy points. I'm not ignoring that. His projection went up to 9.27 this week. I got him in one of my flex spots. I think this could be a big game for Quinshon Judkins against Miami, who will. And Drake May have been real good, but that's a deep dive that I think you can put Quinshon in there for New England in a flex. If you're wondering, hurting, you're not sure, you got, some 49ers or whatever, you need somebody to pop in. Quinshon could be the man for New England to get you surprise double-digit fantasy points. And really, when you're popping in guys, late waiver wire pickup, and might be, depending on your league works, if you can get him in now, he's still only rostered in 28% of Yahoo leagues, folks. Okay? Like, he's there. I would be getting him on. Let's see. We got Light Skin Hollywood in the chat. Hello, Hollywood. See what we got there. Let's take a sip of water. For flex, Chubb, Charbonnet, Keenan Allen, or Austin the Third. There you go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no problem, Hollywood. Yeah, we just answered that one. That's okay. And thanks for subscribing, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, we answered that one, but I will answer it again. So the reasoning behind that one, Austin the Third, 2 roller coaster, not interested. Charbonnet, like that he's gotten the majority of carries over Kenneth Walker, but still definitely a committee. So to me, then it becomes between Chubb and Allen. I liked what I saw out of Chubb, but still not explosive. Damian Pierce still working. And do I want a Houston offense that looked totally sluggish, or do I want what looked explosive against the Chiefs in the Chargers and Keenan Allen as like a third option and got a lot of targets, a lot of success, and has that comfort level with Justin Herbert? So for me, I'm going Keenan Allen all day in that flex spot. Secondary would be Chubb, but Keenan Allen I would put right in there. So there you go. Hope that helps. Thanks for subscribing, brother. Everyone else too, subscribe. Notifications on. Share the link. Love everybody in the chat. Well, thank you. Let's put up near NS Schwa Radio. Near and Schwa Radio. I think I got that right. What do you got, buddy? Andy, Stafford or Knicks start in fantasy today? Ooh, boy. Now, let's pull up some numbers here. Stafford just always spooks me with his back, and we know he cannot move. So if he's not getting you 303 touchdowns, no picks, not a great fantasy day. Last week, 245 in the air, 1 touchdown. Got you 13.6 fantasy points. This Tennessee game, talking with Joe Madden, has the potential to be lower scoring. And I could see a similar stat line like that, right? Doesn't turn the ball over, but doesn't light it up either. So we look at Stafford there. That doesn't seem too exciting. Let's look at Bo Nix facing Indianapolis. Now, Daniel Jones is another waiver wire pickup, not to start this week. I don't want him against the Denver defense, but man, if he can keep playing like he did and finding these receivers, like Michael Pittman's value. Thank you. Finally getting the ball to him. Daniel Jones could be a guy we could use throughout the year. Somebody to pick up, keep. I'm not playing him today. Bo Nix, bad fantasy first week. 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And that's against that Tennessee team, which is why, again, we got to respect the defense if he's playing Stafford, because we just saw a couple turnovers there. Now you're playing Indianapolis, right? I feel still this is going to be a shot where the Indy defense is good, not great. I put him above Stafford because he can use his legs a bit more. He had 8 rushes for 18 yards. Not tons, but he can move and is a bit more mobile. So let's go Bo Nix over Stafford this week. I'd say if you can get maybe Aaron Rodgers versus Seattle, like the Seattle defense overall, but they're traveling cross country. I know it's not the same thing here in Jets. They're not like slumming it on a bus, right? But Seattle coming across, Pittsburgh feeling it. Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers would probably be my preferred play if you got that right there. Light Skin Hollywood in the chat. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Shout out to Fan 960 in Calgary. That's where I know you from. Keep up the good work. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Hollywood. Yeah, get on every Wednesday around 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sportsnet 960 with my guy Logan Gordon. And we have hashtag Ask Andy. So got a lot of people out in Calgary Love you guys. Oh, also, I mentioned on Tuesday's show, I got you live here. Make sure you're checking out the new video game, Axis Football 26. Axis Football 26, available on PlayStation and Xbox and PC on Steam right now, coming to Nintendo Switch and mobile. Why, you ask? Well, because I'm the new play-by-play voice of the game. Guys, from January to August, I worked on this behind the scenes. Producer Nick, sensational. Owner Danny, amazing. We worked together. I recorded over 12,000 lines, over 530 player names to go through. It was a wild process. It was so cool to learn the behind the scenes, how the play-by-play of a video game works, right? And this is like, it's not Madden in the sense you don't have the licensed names, but the customizability of it is next level. It kills Madden with that. You can do custom creative plays as detailed as you need. You can create stadiums, team names, players, all the values. You can pick out as aggressive as you want with your playbooks, how aggressive you want to be in certain situations, offense, defense. The customizability is next level. It's almost like you're being a coach, but you can also just pick up and play arcade mode. It's cool. It's totally revamped, but I'm doing the play-by-play for it. So you'll hear me, and I drop in little Easter eggs depending on sometimes the name, sometimes the city for touchdowns, something totally unique to the bland commentary you get on Madden. That's why it took so long, because we did it so you didn't get repetitive nature. It's smooth flowing. It sounds great. It looks great. And I'm doing the play-by-play for it. I'm so proud of it. So cool. Axis Football 26. It's only like $26. Okay. If you get it, let me know. I think you're going to love it. It's on PlayStation and Xbox now. Just type it in the search, Axis Football 26. There's other versions. It's been around for over a decade. But do Axis Football 26, PlayStation, Xbox, coming to Nintendo, on Steam, on PC now as well, and it's coming to mobile. So thanks, Hollywood. Yeah, thanks, Thunderwolf. Yeah, it's awesome. It's cool, man. I'm telling you. It is. My son's playing it. I got I worked in McNamara, so I was like, McNamara throws in. It's me calling it. It's cool. But we have over 530 names, cities, Canadian cities for teams, European cities, US, all over the place. So you can get as customizable as you want. It's really cool. Really cool stuff. Let's get to a couple more fantasy updates here. If you have any more questions, we're going to wrap up here shortly. I just want to make sure we're up to date on all injury stuff here. Let's see. We got Raiders. Ooh, they're talking about Jackson Dart maybe getting in. Again, maybe he's somebody you pick up and put on your bench, right? You get him today, maybe starting next week. Rookie, it's a bit of a wild card, but if you got a spot, quarterbacks are at a premium, might want to grab one. Jaguars expect more defense from Travis Hunter today versus the Bengals. So if you're a Travis Hunter owner and you're wondering, do I play him? The report is that he's going to be playing more defense versus the Bengals, less offense. So keep that in mind. We're still trying to figure out that switch. It's tenuous, right, for fantasy purposes. Let's see. First pregame meeting. Players only meeting for the Dolphins, we know. Jets tight end Mason Taylor, the rookie, missed time in practice with an ankle injury, is listed as questionable, but is expected to play. Practice fully. Juwan Jennings, shoulder injury, considered game time decision. Another thing for the 49ers to watch out for. Quinshon Judkins, like I said, going to get backup running back snaps today. Dylan Sampson still usable in PPR in a flex spot today. This is going to be Quinshon Judkins' backfield as soon as he gets acclimated. 2 practices this week only. So I would take Quinshon as an anytime touchdown guy, but not put him in my fantasy lineup. And there's a bunch of news on the Cowboys. Instead of paying Micah Parsons, they made Tyler Smith the highest guard in NFL history. So, okay, Jerry, how many sacks is Tyler Smith getting you? I know the importance of the offensive line, but boy, that's wild. That's wild, man. You're paying a guard over one of the best defensive players in the league. Oh, Griff saying Odunze or Williams. Now, Jameson Williams, I assume, right, for Detroit? Griff, I'm guessing. Man, this is such a crapshoot because the Bears, there's so many mouths to feed. Jameson Williams, I think, should still be. Oh, Javonte. Ooh. Well, I'm going Javonte. I'm going Javonte Williams. Because here's the thing. Is he the best bell cow? No. But he's getting the main carries. This is totally opposite to all the other committees we've been seeing, right? We were talking about all the committees earlier in fantasy. Javonte Williams is the guy. Got a touchdown last week, and he's going to get the carries. Maybe he's not going to average it. He's going to average it just over 3 yards per carry. He's going to get the goal line work. He can catch. Javonte Williams all day. Odunze could pop. He could not. Way too many mouths to feed in Chicago right now. Makes me too nervous. And Rick, we'll finish off with this one. How do you feel about Mac Jones versus the Saints today? Not great, Rick. Not great, T-Wolf. No, I think Mac Jones is going to be efficient, real-life efficient. I think the 49ers are going to win the game. But, like, we're going to be looking checkdowns. That's why I think he's going to be fine for Ricky Pearsall, PPR, all day. Christian McCaffrey, all day. And maybe a Bourne sort of wild card a little bit there. And Jennings is. But, man, Mac Jones, fantasy-wise, hell no. No. We're going to be seeing like 175 yards, a touchdown, and maybe, game manager at its finest right here. But I think Pearsall is going to work. Who is the – let me just check real quick. Not that I'm excited to get him into the your fantasy lineup, but the backup tight end behind Kittle. Slipped my mind. Let me see. Luke Farrell. Yeah. Like, I don't know the line. Maybe you want to get cute. You do an anytime touchdown, Luke Farrell, but no. Jake Tong's behind him. Braden Willis. Yeah, let's stay clear of that one. That doesn't seem too great. That's not too great. What is great is all of you jumping in. Absolutely love it. Joe Madden, at Joe Madden Sports. Make sure you're following her. She's tremendous. Team Jandy back. Our parlay party. Let me know your craziest bets. Make sure you're subscribed like Hollywood did. Subscribe to the channel. Notifications on. Share the show. Love everybody in the chat. We'll be back Tuesday for Under the Wire Waiver Wire Fantasy Football Pickups. Doghouse Dog Bone Awards for the Browns game. We're going to beat the Ravens. My prediction, Browns 24-21, upset Baltimore and take them to cover that 11.5. So thank you to all you in the chat. Yeah, Fungs and Farrell, Rick, yeah. Thank you to all you in the chat. Thanks to Joe Mann. Thanks to producer Shane. Let's go ruin that birthday party, those Ratbirds. Come on, Browns. Let's go, Cleveland. Let's do it. Browns over the Ravens. Calling it. Let's go. We'll see you Tuesday. As always, folks, go Browns.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.